Making money is easy, and I'll keep emphasizing this. Making money is easy, especially in this era. It's never ever been easier ever to make money. Now, my current Deep Learning Billionaire Mindset course, which hasn't been released yet, so far, everyone that's been on it has 100% strike rate. In other words, every single person is making money. I'm now trialing it on 10, which I've mentioned before, plus my 10-year-old daughter, 11, plus one more person who's called me last week who really wants to be on it for personal reasons. So there's 12 people right now that are trialing it, and I'm 100% confident that every single one of them will be making money. It's simple and it's easy, and it's something where we're recoding the brain, because you have value in yourself. You have unique value inside you. In fact, every human being has something special, has something different, has something unique. It's there. You know it's there. The problem is you were recoded when you were a kid to think otherwise, to self-label yourself. So many people that I talk to, they just think lowly of themselves. And hence this drives their negativity, it drives their doubt, it drives their fear, it drives their anger, and it leads to depression and anxiety, which then leads to the addictions. So let me be clear. The reason why I'm not going beyond 12 at the moment, because I want to make sure that these 12 individuals are all making money. That's the first thing. I'm also involved in other AI projects, which means that I don't have time for more students. But these 12, which you will meet, including in that is my 10-year-old daughter, every single one of them will be making money. That's my commitment. That's their commitment to me, my commitment to them, okay? So, let me just go through something very simple. It's very simple. Everything starts with an imagination. You have imagination. When you were a kid, you had unbelievable imagination. You speak to some kids now and you think, my God, you speak to a 6, 7-year-old kid now, and their imagination is so unlimited. There's no limit to what they can't do. And somewhere down the track, it goes away. Why? Because the system, an education system that was flawed, coded you that way. Coded you to think negative, coded you that you can't go beyond that limit. Well, let me give you some data. 45 self-made billionaires that I studied all came from a very low economic background. All of them grew up in environments where there was a lot of self-doubt, but they had a lot of self-belief and they had a clear vision. That vision was so clear that they coded themselves. That's the key here, is to code yourself. As a deep learner, the more you get into deep learning and the more you get into this deep learning mindset, you grow and develop, and all of a sudden, as you're growing, you're actually coding your own brain. You're not letting other people code your brain. Gone are the days where someone else or some friend or some family member or an individual can come in and start coding your brain. It's not hard. It's been trained. The system's trained you to code you. That game's over. And this is what I teach. Now, imagination. You have imagination. You have imagination, but imagination is the key here. And so, if I want to imagine myself, I wake up in the morning, I imagine myself, and this is how you make money. I imagine myself, for the sake of this exercise, being a billionaire, okay? So my ecstatic desire is to become a billionaire. Having that imagination and believing in that imagination is one thing, because what happens is I've got an imagination. That imagination on its own is not enough, okay? We need to back that up with self-belief, because the self-belief followed by the actions, self-belief and actions. Now, depending on our actions and self-belief, that's going to determine our value. Right now, this formula, you're working on this formula right now. You're actually experiencing this formula because your imagination right now is now following up with its actions, it's following up with its self-belief, and it's creating your value. And so the value is what you can provide to the community, to the market. And as you increase this value, you're going to start making money. And as you increase your value, you're going to start feeling good about yourself. As you increase your value, you're going to start feeling positive about yourself. And as that momentum grows, so as you start feeling better, because what happens and what I've seen, and I've seen this firsthand, is people's value drops because they don't feel valuable. We're going to see a lot of this. You're going to see a lot of this. Forget COVID. AI automation is going to take out a lot of jobs. I know, I'm seeing, I'm into these discussions. I'm actually in AI automation, so I'm seeing what's happening. It's going to take out a lot of jobs. We know that, governments know that, everyone knows that, okay? So a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, and all of a sudden their value is going to drop. And as your value drops, that's when the addictions kick in. That's when the negativity kicks in, the anger, the anxiety, the depression, the alcohol, the drugs, the pornography, etc. All that kicks in. Because the imagination is not strong. See, the imagination, if the imagination is backed up by the actions and self-belief. So if I've got strong imagination, and that strong imagination is backed up by actions, and in deep learning, in the deep learning practice, we learn to action first. We don't spend time preparing to action. We action first, because when we're actioning, we're taking the risks. We're taking the risks because we know that we're actioning on something that we may not necessarily have the knowledge and skill sets yet. So we know we're going to make mistakes, and we know we're going to fail. Typically what the old flawed education system told you is, oh, be careful of your imagination. You're going too high. Oh no, don't go too high. That's not for you. You don't have that intelligence to do that. And so your actions are becoming very fearful. In other words, you become scared, and all of a sudden you make a mistake or you fail. And there's your friend telling you, oh, I told you so. There's your gossipy, doubtful friend telling you, I told you so. See, you're not good enough. Come back here, bring down your value. Go back to drinking alcohol and depression. That's what's happening. When your imagination is high, when you're thinking the stars as you were when you were a kid, your limitless potential, because you have it. Your uniqueness is in there. Your unique value is there. There's something different about you that's in there that has a lot of value. We just got to get it out. When the imagination is high and you don't have any self-doubt, when this is 100%, and your actions, so in other words, your self-belief in yourself is 100%, followed by the action. So in other words, we action our imagination, which is our ecstatic desire. All of a sudden, you're going to see the value of yourself increase. You're going to start noticing. You're going to feel it. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to feel that increase. And as your value increases, especially when your value increases towards solving a problem that people care about, guess what's going to happen? You're going to make money, because people are going to want to pay for problems to be solved that haven't been solved yet. And so as this increases, not only are you going to feel great, not only are you going to feel valuable, not only are we going to get out what's unique and fantastic and great about you, your uniqueness, because everyone's got it, but your value is going to start increasing and growing. And you're going to make money. It's a simple formula. You're going to make money. The problem is in here and here. So if the imagination is, if you've got the imagination and you don't have 100% self-belief. So let's assume you've got imagination. Again, let's go to billionaire mindset. This is why I've called it billionaire mindset. Let's assume you've got the imagination to become a billionaire, but you don't really believe it. Let's assume you believe it 50%. Your actions then are going to follow 50%. Oh. You're going to get up and you go, okay, well, what's Ross saying? Come on, billionaire mindset, really? So your self-belief is going to be 50%. Your actions are going to be, okay, you know what? I'll do it today. I'll do it half-heartedly. I'll make mistakes. I'll make myself feel good. Cheap dopamine hit, so and so. And guess what? Your results are not going to grow. Your value is going to go down because 50% is not good enough. 50% is not going to cut it. We need a self-belief. We need the strong imagination, which is our ecstatic desire. We need 100% self-belief, and then we need 100% action. And that, I promise, will increase your value. And when I'm saying action, you need 100% action as a deep learner. This is really important, not as a surface learner, because I'm not telling you to go and prepare for 2 years. Like a friend of mine, he's been preparing for this project for 5 years, and now other people have done it. No, you don't do that. You jump straight into it as a deep learner. And I keep saying DLP, deep learning practices. As a deep learner, you throw into the action the self-belief. Remember, the self-belief and the actions will increase your value. You're living this right now because your imagination is how you're living your life. So you have a certain imagination of your life. It's a self-label that was programmed wrongfully from the flawed education period and from the flawed education era that you were from. And so you've lived that life. You've lived that fearful life. Avoid mistakes, avoid problems, avoid failure, avoid taking risks. Play it safe. So your self-belief drops, your actions respond, and your value keeps going down. And you have so much value inside you. You have so much uniqueness inside you. Your best is there waiting for you. And there's nothing worse. There is nothing worse than in this era now, knowing, I can tell you straight away with AI automation, whether your job's in danger within the next 1 or 2 years. 100%, I can tell exactly which jobs are gone and which jobs are not going to be gone in 2 years' time. And so there's a lot of people between the age of 40 and 60, they're going to lose their jobs. And so when you lose that and you start to lose your value, that's what people, they become unemployed. They feel less valuable, they feel insecure. And as your value drops, that's when anxiety, depression, worry, stress, negativity, all that kicks in. And it's hard to break that. And that's when diseases begin. That's when you start to feel sick. Because when you don't feel valuable, you feel like you're not contributing, you're on the decline. It's a simple mathematics. It doesn't have to be that way. It's a simple formula. It's easy. And making money is the skill set of this era. And it's actually easy. You just increase your value. My 12 students, 100%, every single one of them will be making money. That is my guarantee to them. It is my guarantee to you, and you will meet them shortly.